Welcome back to Guru Beauty. I'm Jodie. Today I am reviewing a new foundation from the drugstore. Nice and affordable brand for you here today from L'Oreal. This is their new foundation you will see on the shelves right now called Infallible. Stay Fresh Foundation. It says it lasts 24 hours and it fights makeup meltdown. So as per my usual reviews for foundation, I'll share with you some preliminary thoughts, show this product going on my bare face, let you know how it's looking at the end of the day, and I'll be back to let you know my final recommendations and thoughts after that. This foundation retails, at least at Priceline, for $31.95 Australian dollars. As with all of these brands that are available in Priceline, Target, drugstore brands, they do regularly go on sale. So I would wait until this is, 40 to 50% off, or buy one, get one free. I have matched myself to the shade 140 Golden Beige. The Priceline website shows that 7 shades are available, and this is the third lightest shade. My typical complexion is about an NC25, so that gives you an idea of, I think if you're very, very, very pale, and I've got a medium complexion, you may struggle to find a color match given that there's only 2 lighter shades than this in the range. I think that this is maybe slightly oranger, I guess, than my normal tone, but you can see it's a relative match, I guess, between, my shoulder and my face here. I have blended it down my neck. What else? I would say that this foundation is definitely, given what their claims are, in competition with like your Revlon Color Stay, also your CoverGirl Outlast 3-in-1. I have reviewed both of those foundations. I typically, from my teens, have enjoyed these types of foundations, that give heavier coverage, they last longer throughout the day, and they're going to, keep oil at bay, I guess is the thought. If they do claim long lasting, they're going to be decent, at least, or you'd hope so, on oil control. So just a little bit about my skin. I am 37 years of age, I think I am, turning 38 this year, but I have a lot of skin concerns. Everything from oil, I still have oily combination skin, so something that doesn't make me look like an oil slick is definitely going to go down well. I also have, as you can see here, Botox free, wrinkles on my forehead. I express myself a lot, so makeup can get caked up there, so something that I can build up coverage for, but that's not going to go too cakey is great. I have large pores, I think, all over my face, definitely my cheeks, so I want something that's going to be smoothing. I find that that is more sort of youthful, to have a smoothing look rather than something that shows off my large pores. And I also have significant hyperpigmentation, as you'll see in the upcoming demonstration. A lot of pigmentation around here, freckles all over my face. I don't have anything against freckles, but I really do like an even skin tone. So something that's not going to look too cakey or too matte, that's just going to make my skin look better, healthier, even everything out, and not make my wrinkles or pores look bad. That's pretty much what I'm after. So that is my skin. You will see me review it within that context, and then at the end, if I think that this foundation is better for certain skins than others, I will let you know that. So this product, it is 30 mils, a very typical amount of product here for a foundation in a glass bottle. I always love when you get a pump. This dispenses a moderate amount of foundation. You could definitely cover your face in one pump. And on this bottle, I will let you know about the claims. They do say again that it is a Stay Fresh foundation that fights makeup meltdown. That's great. I always, every day, wear foundation over a primer, so today is no exception. I am wearing this over a Inoxa Pore Vanishing Cream Primer, which I've popped all over my face. Then in my T-zone, I've put a mattifying primer on today. One of my favorites for oil control from the drugstore, this is the Bourjois Happy Light Matte Serum Primer. It does say that it minimizes pores and is ideal for normal to combination skin. So, all right, so decent in oil control there, and I've got that just on my nose and in the T-zone. I didn't want it to be too drying around the rest of my face, given that I'm thinking that this is going to be a pretty matte foundation. Okay, other claims on the back of the bottle are that it gives you a 24-hour just applied finish. Wow. A 24-hour flawless complexion, no transfer, no visible imperfections, no visible shine, no dry out, no mask effect. It's enriched with hydrating hyaluron and extreme hold pigments for optimum comfort. They also say SPF 18 on the back. They make no claim of that on the front. SPF 18 is, fairly moderate. I would say you would want to bump that up with a sunscreen underneath your makeup, and made in France. Ingredients consist of water, CYCLOPENTASILOXANE, one of my favorites, ISODODECANE, glycerin, nylon 12, propylene glycol, CETYL, PEG, PPG, something or other, dimethicone. Okay, so we've got fairly silicone-y products in here. We still do have a fairly matte finish though. I'm just looking through here now for parabens, alcohol, oil. They are the things that I kind of look out for. It does have fragrance in it, but this really doesn't have, for me, any discernible fragrance or scent. Now, I do see a methylparaben in here, so that is worthy to note for those of you who like paraben-free products. They have been linked with carcinogenic effects, for those of you wondering. I also see a butyl paraben. This does have benzyl alcohol, it does have parabens, and it is oil-free. One more thing I did want to mention, and I don't always remember to let you know this in my reviews of various products, but specifically L'Oreal. They're a cosmetic giant, and they are a parent company for many, many other brands that you may or may not be aware of. L'Oreal is definitely very well known for being a company, unfortunately, that is not animal cruelty free, so please do be aware of that. So yeah, that is where I will leave it for now. I will show you this product going on. I will be back at the end of the day to show you how it's looking then, and I will share my final thoughts with you and recommendations after that. See you back in a bit.
Starting off with the Inoxa Skin Perfecting Pore Vanishing Cream that smooths out pores and fine lines, and then to my T-zone I'm applying the Bourjois Happy Light Matte Serum Primer just down my nose, T-zone area, and then also to my temples, which can get quite oily. The foundation, how much comes out of the pump there, and using the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge just to dot it all over the face and stipple it in, really, all over the face. This is a product that is going to very easily blend into the skin. It's not going to take a whole lot of work, but this is a damp sponge and it's going to assist in thin layers. You can see I've already got some coverage now over that hyperpigmentation. And now I'm going in with a second layer, adding it in a stippling motion here, all over my face, just to see what kind of coverage I can get. Blending it down the neck too, and making sure it's blended in as well as possible. I keep pressing it in with a sponge.
I've applied 2 thin layers using the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge, and I definitely have a medium to full coverage here. Everything does certainly look significantly smoothed out. I have blended it down my neck. It's not exact, but I think I can definitely get away with that 140 shade on my NC25 skin. That's the golden beige. What I am going to do is actually just apply more, just to see what kind of full coverage we can get and how long that's going to last. Is that going to cake up? I really want to run this one through its paces because, you know, with the CoverGirl Outlast, the Revlon Color Stay, this is the L'Oreal Infallible competition out there in the drugstore, and they actually give very full coverage without caking up. So I really do want to push the upper limits of what this one can do in terms of coverage and see, you know, if we're trading off cakiness there. So one more really thin layer just to see how this foundation performs and therefore compares, in my mind, with its main competition.
I need underpants. What?
Look at the camera. Up.
Oh.
Say hi.
Hi, camera.
It's Lily. Lily stopped by to say hello. She's still in her pajamas, but she's getting dressed for the day.
Hello, camera.
Everyone misses you. When are you going to do a video with me soon?
When I get back home.
She's my big girl now. All right, my darling, go get dressed. Do you want to say goodbye to everyone?
Bye, camera.
I have really built this foundation up with very thin layers all over the face. If this foundation is prone to caking, separating, anything like that throughout the day, I'm giving it absolutely every chance to do so. So I want you to understand that I don't think all of you will need to wear this foundation in 3-4 layers, but I am doing this just to see what the potential of this foundation is. So 3 to 4 thin layers here. I definitely have a full coverage. You can definitely build this up to a full coverage. My pigmentation and freckles are almost imperceptible. Everything does look smooth. The finish is probably a satin finish right now. It's not really matte. It's definitely not dewy. It definitely looks like I have foundation on, but everything is smoothed. Certainly the tone is evened out, and I'm very pleased with how it looks. I'm very pleased with how it went on with the sponge. Very easy to apply, very easy to sort of also build up without, you know, taking off anything that's underneath it. Definitely gets the thumbs up now at this point. I will apply the rest of my makeup and I'll be back to let you know how it's going. Probably about half an hour has passed. I would say that it has dried down to more of a matte finish now. I haven't put anything over the top of it. You definitely can see that there is foundation on the skin. It is kind of, you know, sitting there, and like some of those other longer lasting foundations, it does kind of set on your skin. Now I did have to press it back into places where I have wrinkles on my forehead. No Botox here, so you do have to watch those wrinkles. I've patted it out. Everything still does look nice and smooth and covered. I will go about my business and come back at the end of the day to let you know how it's worn. We are back now at the 10-hour wear mark, and this is how the L'Oreal Infallible foundation looks on my face. You'll recall that I did wear the Inoxa Pore Vanishing Cream as a primer, along with the Bourjois Happy Light Matte Serum Primer just on my T-zone. I did not top the foundation with any kind of powder other than a powder bronzer contour very lightly just here and here. So the main parts of my face that I've been looking for the most wear certainly have no powder on them at all. And even with that heavy 4 thin layer application that gave me quite a full coverage this morning, things are looking great at the 10-hour mark. In fact, I think I like it better at this point than at the time of application. Now, things tend to look shinier at nighttime because I have a lot of blazing lights shining right on me, and any kind of dewiness really is pronounced with my nighttime lighting. So this doesn't look as shiny probably as it does look on the monitor. My skin just looks hydrated and healthy. I haven't had any kind of separation of the foundation. You can see that I'm definitely getting coverage, definitely, where I applied it this morning. It certainly hasn't darkened or oxidized. The color still matches my face and my neck, the rest of my body, so that's absolutely fantastic. And my skin still looks fantastic. I mean, I was really sure that this would start caking up at some point today, and it really didn't. It really is a fantastic foundation. I'm really quite impressed. I would say that as a little bit of time goes by, that matte finish kind of disappears a little bit as the natural sort of skin oils melt in with the product, and it really adjusts to that absolutely beautifully. So really, bottom line, I'm extremely impressed at the 10-hour mark. Without touch up, oh, I could not be more impressed with the L'Oreal Infallible foundation. So there you go, guys. That is how the makeup looked throughout the day. And I think that this is most suited towards those with normal combination to oily skins. If you are going to powder down this foundation, I would recommend that you keep it very light. And I think for those of you who are concerned about wrinkles, I think that this is a decent foundation if you are on the oilier side. I think that there are probably better products for those of you who are interested in anti-aging, but this is overall smoothing and will give you coverage. So look, how does it compare to the CoverGirl Outlast and Revlon Color Stay? I would say that they're all relatively similar. I like this foundation. I like it. If you are after one of those types of products, this is definitely a decent one. I would recommend it to you for those of you who are interested in decent coverage, smoothing, matte finish, relative oil control, and drugstore pricing. I will include a link to both the review for the Revlon Color Stay and the CoverGirl Outlast down below. Overall, do I like the Infallible 24-hour foundation? Yes, I do. Would I recommend it? Yes, for those of you who have similar skin to me. That is pretty much it. Let me know if you have thoughts or experience with this foundation. I would love to hear from you how this one feels for you, what your experience has been. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a beautiful day. Don't forget how gorgeous you are. Share it with the world. Don't hold back. I will see you again really soon. Bye.